Alright, so we're doing the update video to the DIY solar pool pump solar installation I did back in March of 2021. This is last week in December of 2021, so about 10 months ago we did this install, and I'm going to give you kind of an update on a few things I've learned about it and a couple of things, or at least one thing I'm going to change. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so this thing's been running for about 10 months. I have not had to use my 240 volt stock pump that came with the system. I've been running solely off the solar booster pump. I'm going to be removing this. I haven't used this either in the 10 months. I picked up a Dolphin Nautilus Plus or something like that. I'll show you a picture of that. One of those robotic electronic pool cleaners. It uses about 1/5 of the electricity that this thing does, and it does like a 10 times better job of cleaning the pool. So we'll be eliminating this. And then the only other issue I had, well, besides I got this water leak over here. I have to change the coupler out. It actually blew apart, and I lost about a foot of the water out of the pool a couple weeks ago. I just haven't got to the store to pick one up yet. But what is an issue is heat. And heat meaning direct sunlight straight onto the inverter box here. I'll grab the camera and do a little bit closer real quick. So with the heat is this inverter box. It goes from the panels to this inverter box to the pump. So whenever the sun's beating down on this thing in the middle of summertime, it's 100, 110 degrees outside, this thing actually goes into thermal shutdown. So the pump will actually run for 2 minutes, and then this will shut it down for 2 minutes. So it's on for 2 minutes, off for 2 minutes, on for 2 minutes, off for 2 minutes. So it's literally running only half the time during peak sun hours when it's getting beat by heat until the sun barely starts cresting over this fence, causing a shadow. Then it starts to run longer. So what I did as a test is I got me a nice pool floaty, and I laid it over the top of this, so I covered this general area. And it got to the point where this thing would run for 5 minutes, and then off for 2 minutes, and then on for 5 minutes, and off for 2 minutes. So what I would suggest, if you're going to install one of these things, install it like under a bush, a tree. I'm gonna build some type of awning here, and maybe put like a box fan or some type of circulating air system to keep this thing cool so it runs all day long and it doesn't overheat. So if you look at the back of it, I'll try to get a close-up pic, but they got fins on there, and what looks to be, what should be one of those little computer square fans, it doesn't have one. So maybe it was only 500 watts and this kit didn't come with it. Maybe the bigger kits do. If I get rambunctious, I might find one and install that instead, and hopefully I should be able to wire it in the box, but that's going to take some little bit of engineering or diagnosing to get the right voltage. But other than that, this thing's ran great. I have no complaints. I mean, it's a little noisy, but all pumps are a little noisy when they're running for the most part. But other than that, this thing's on point. Hoping to get many, many more years of use out of it. Alright, thanks for watching.